Hey you guys, it's Nathan Collins working with transparent images in PhotoScape X. That's what we're going to do today. We're going to layer text. We're going to learn how to make objects in your image stand out over your text and some things just go behind your text. This is coming from a YouTube comment that I received recently, and I was very thankful to get some creative criticism, constructive criticism on a recent video that I made. So we're going to go through and do it a little bit more in detail today. So let's take a look at this image. So we have this image. I was on a hike, took this photo with my Canon M50, and the metadata is right there if you guys are interested. Very cool. But we're going to hop into the editor and we're going to look at this image to begin. Because one thing that I want to encourage you guys to do is before you go and cut up your images and splice them and different things, consider, going through, editing, if you're wanting to put a certain look or feel on the image, do all that stuff before you start cutting. In this case, I'm fairly happy with how this looks straight out of the camera. I could look in and say, oh man, there's a little, zit down here. I could remove that using the spot heal brush. So you could do that. Zooming in. And I am using PhotoScape X, which is a free photo editing software, but it's something where you can do this on a lot of different software, but this is the one that I gravitate to the most because I feel that it is the best for my workflow. So what we can do is we can take this image and we can drop it into the cutout tab. You can go from here and you can take it straight to the cutout tab. What I do is I copy this, hit copy, go over here to the cutout tab, paste, and there you have it. You can scroll through the view on this side as well. If you want to know some of the basic functions of PhotoScape X, I have an entire hour-long beginner to expert video on that, which I update every single year. So we have this image here. We're going to cut myself out of the image, so then we can have the text either behind it or in front of it. In the comment from the YouTube channel, from the YouTuber, he was sharing, hey, I want leaves to be able, like some to be over it, some to be behind it, different things like that. And what that means is you'll be cutting out multiple things multiple times. So in this case, we're just doing one cutout, but you can do this as many times as you want for how dramatic you want the look or the feel to be. So we're gonna switch over here. I'm gonna go to the lasso tool. I'm gonna go over here. I'm just gonna cut myself out of this image. Okay. And then we're going to go and there's an invert mask button on this side. We're going to invert that so it's just me here. And I can go with this magic eraser tool and see how much I can erase just out of the image to begin with without taking me out for sure. So I can definitely undo if it takes out too much. Okay, looking good. Yeah, as long as I stick to some of those greener tones, I think I can really get away from like cutting my hair out and everything like that. Oops, that was too much. Yeah, that brown is just too close to my skin color, so that's not gonna work. Okay. Well, we got a good chunk of it out. Ooh, actually, I'm very happy with how good that is. If I turn the tolerance down, no, not on that one. Ooh, wow, that actually looks really good. Score. So then I can zoom in and I can just go through and remove the fine details of all this stuff. And one thing that's really helpful for you guys, or can be really helpful for you guys, is that if like you're just like in this image, if you're just doing like text over the top of my head or something like that, and you just want the text to be behind the back of my head, you only have to cut out that part of my head. Like you don't have to do all of this cutting out, like I will for the sake of the video, but you don't have to for every single thing. It's also nice that this is, straight off the camera. It's not like it's been compressed or downsized or anything. This is the full, 6,000 by 4,000 resolution. I believe it's a 20-some megapixel photo. And I've actually been super curious with some of the different phones that are coming out, or some of the different Samsung phones, just because I've been a Pixel phone user for so long. I would really enjoy to have the higher megapixel count. Like, even though I know there's reasons why it's not the biggest thing in the world, it's still something that I would kind of want from time to time. So, I don't know. I want to try some of that stuff out, even though I think I'm probably switching over to Apple down the line just because I feel that overall I need simplicity more in my life than functionality at times. Nonetheless, I use a piece of software that prides itself on being super functional, but stuff like Photoshop and different places are gonna do way better. But I love this little piece of software. I've learned everything I can on it and keep learning as I go. Okay, so you might notice that some of this green and some of this stuff, you're like, wow, that's not like the most perfect cutout in the world, and I would agree with you. If you take your time, you really zoom in, and you really get down to the nitty gritty, you can cut things out so much better. Would be so happy if PhotoScape X came out with different brushes for this process, because right now you're just, oh no. Hey, you guys, guess what? PhotoScape X does have different brushes for this stuff, and I've been absolutely silly this whole time. I was just thinking, I'm like, one of my YouTube friends was like, hey, man, it would be so cool if they just had different shapes. I'm like, yeah, that'd be cool. Sure enough, it looks like they do have different shapes in here. Rats, you learn something new. When you learn a software so well and you feel like you know everything about it, you just get blown away every so often when you learn something new in PhotoScape X. But yeah. So yes, there is, over here on the brush, there is circle, there's line, there's square, and there's rectangle. And you can change the angle and different stuff. But what this does is it really gives you a fine point on this cut, which personally works really well for what I do. I'm very pleased with that. Well, okay, I think I might just have found one of my new favorite features in this software. So that's why you watch all my videos. You never know what I might find next. Also, some people are like, why don't you script your videos out? Why don't you take all the time to and make them look real professional and save us a couple of minutes here and there? It's like, it's a learning process, and we're all learning together, and that's what makes it a community. That's personally why I think it's so fun. There are times where I want to make a real concise piece, because I think that people who are just getting into the software would want something real precise and professional and things like that. But for people who love the software, they'll wait through a few more minutes if they know that, hey, you're going to get something really cool out of it. Yeah. That's so much more precise. Rats, that makes my last video seem really lame. Just because I didn't do that, and I was working with a pearl, and it turned out fine, I guess, but like, it would have been so much better if I could have done the actual pearl and everything. Yeah, this is so much better, you guys, because my eye's just having to work on fix itself on that one point. Really nice. Cool. Well, there you go, you guys. You can always, decide, do you want to try to cut more of the hair? Do you not want to cut more of the hair? It can be a challenging thing to do. Nonetheless, I like how this cutout has gone. It's done pretty well. Then you can save it out, or you can copy it to clipboard. We're going to just copy it to clipboard because it's simpler for now. So we have my image right there, and then you have this. So if you were to insert text right now, and you were to write, Nathan Collins, okay? You were to put it, on here. And let's say we didn't use, just the normal text I seem to always use for all of my stuff. It's like, all right, we're going to go down to some text down here. Whatever. Go down to some text in here. We're not going to have an outline. We're going to put just a black background on it. Yeah. Or we could go all white. I don't know. And we're going to go transform. We're going to adjust this thing up. Or something. I don't know. You do like a green tint on there with a, oh, I don't know. But let's say you get your text to where you want it to be, okay? You get your text to where you want it to be, say you really like it or something. Then the question is, how do you put that in front? What you can do is you can go to images, you can go and find that cutout object. Oh, that's right, we copied it to clipboard. I can paste it in, and with this pasted in image, you'll want to right click on it and make sure the scale is at 100. So then you can line it up just perfectly with what you have already. So then you can have the text behind the face, and you can move it around or adjust it however you'd like it to be. But you can do that, and that's all set up on the layer system. Over here on the side, you can see the layers. You're going to have your base image, which is what we had at the very beginning, which is this one right here, the base image. Then you go through all these redos and everything like that to what we have at the end, where you drop this in, and you have the text, you have my face. Whatever's on top is on the very top layer. What's on top right now is this picture right here. Then you have this text down here, but it's behind because that's how we have it set up right now. But yeah, you can put this stuff right in here. You can match it up. You can zoom in to make sure that it's matched up exactly the way that you want it. But I really like this process. It's working with multiple images, because at the end of the day, you could put whatever backdrop or whatever you want on here. Because let's say I drew this thing and you're like, oh no, you covered up your stuff. Well, that's because it's on the very top layer. I can just pull that down to there, and there's me, there's the text, and you're good to go. You can then move this to be like, hey, I want this just in the side, or I want this text to be over here. Okay, yes. I can put the text over here, whatever. You can move and shift those different things around, and you can put a whole different background on. So let's say if I were to put, let's say, this text stuff, and I could put this on the background. This was just some random graphics that I was looking at the other day. You could put that on. Maybe it's distracting, maybe it doesn't work, but you can move and adjust things as you want. And remember, let's say I wanted one of the trees to stand out, or if there was something that wanted to stand out as well, you could, and you just put that in front. You just cut it out in the cutout tab, and you go and you do it from there. Nonetheless, I hope this video was helpful for you guys. I thought it was really cool. The big takeaway here is, always look at your different settings and adjustments you can make when using a tool. In this case, there are brush sizes here that are really helpful. So not just circle, but you have this one as well. There would be others that could be helpful as well, but I think for the most part, just them having these brushes are awesome. I actually, hold on, before we end the video, I will double check PhotoScape real quick. Just to make sure this isn't like a new update, because maybe they updated it without telling me. Okay, they didn't tell me. All right, nonetheless, you guys, I hope you have a great rest of your day, and hope this video was helpful. See you guys, bye.